Crypto kids, welcome back to another video. Today we have some breaking news. We finally have a date on which day approximately we'll be seeing the Bitcoin Spot ETFs get approved, and this is by BlackRock themselves. They're expecting the ETFs to be approved on Wednesday. So from 4 to 5 days from right now, we may be seeing the ETFs approved on a 95% chance basis. I'll get into all of the data, what I expect will happen to Bitcoin, and so much more today, especially with what I'm doing with this trade and if I think Bitcoin can go further up, what is going on with technical analysis. Make sure to stay tuned until the end of today's video. Smash up the like button, subscribe. But guys, I'm Crypto Kid and let's jump straight into it. So I'll get into the breaking news in just a couple of minutes. But if I go to TradingView and look at what's happening to Bitcoin here, we can see that we were forming a symmetrical triangle. Now we had a fake breakout. This usually happens with symmetrical triangles. We do see a fake breakout and then we may see a pump. But look, in my personal opinion, right now is not a good time to be trading. If I didn't have this position already open on Bitflex, which is by the way now in 117% profits, which is absolutely amazing. We got into this trade at 40,750 USDT. It was one of the limit buy orders we opened a long time ago on this channel. So massive congrats to everyone. Bitcoin's up $2,000 since. And I don't think now is a time to be getting into trades, especially with the volatility that's going to be coming up next week. It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing volatility. Like this was nothing. This was nothing compared to what we're going to be seeing. And if we look at the MRI also, this candle, we're soon going to have an MRI top on the weekly time frame. And the way that the MRI works, it actually very nicely predicts when the momentum is going to reverse. And next week, yes, we may see another crazy wick on Bitcoin, but there is a high chance that we perhaps come back up to 40. We can even go to a new all-time high, a new local all-time high, as I like to call it, to like 47, 48K. But immediately after, we may see the sell the news event actually come true. I have some stuff to add to that, but I need to get into the news to give my full-fledged opinion on it. So let's go back into the browser. And by the way, if you are looking for a place to be trading crypto or Bitcoin, which is also a crypto, you can go over to the description below and sign up to Bitflex using this link to get up to now $88,888 worth in prizes and bonuses. You can see all the campaign details over on the website. I need to check in and collect my flex points. There we go, boom. And this is now the extra $20,000 worth in bonuses that you can have a look at yourself, but it is pretty cool. So we're going to be seeing them hopefully on Wednesday. And for the last 48 hours, I've been doing some crazy research on the ETFs overall and what's going to happen. It's been pretty mind-blowing. I think I've listened to like at least 3-4 hours of content now going over what's been happening. But the latest update is now all of the 19B4 filings have been amended. And if you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Last night at 3:30 a.m. I had also no clue what they were, but it's just some of the formalities that have to be gone through. And now the final thing that has to be overcome is the S1 filings. And if they get filed, which is expected to be on Monday, within 48 hours after that, which takes us to Wednesday, we should be seeing the Bitcoin ETF approved. And a couple of days following that, we should be seeing the ETFs actually tradable on the markets, which is perfect. And do I think, is there going to be something that stops this from happening? No. The SEC could have the power to do so if they bring up something, but I honestly don't think that will happen because Eric Balchunas on a very nice podcast, he mentioned that Gary Gensler would never do that because when he retires from the SEC, he'll probably be going to BlackRock or Fidelity or some of these organizations, and they're very closely connected together. And as you guys remember, they've all worked very tirelessly over the holiday season to submit all of these approvals and all of these reports to get it amended and meet the 29th of December deadline. So if they actually like decline it somehow, it would not be very nice and it would be wasting a lot of the time from all of these massive institutions. And that's why I don't expect something to come up in the way for these ETFs to get denied. And Eric Balchunas, one of the ETF analysts, is saying that he only now expects a 5% chance that these actually don't happen. But guys, January 8th is the time, it will be 10th, I guess, right? The Wednesday will be the 10th. But starting from tomorrow onwards, we will be seeing the deadline for which they can be approved overall. And this is the time where we'll be seeing some massive massive volatility. Now, something interesting that I wanted to mention, the top 25 most successful ETF launches on day one includes BITO, so the Bitcoin Strategy ETF. And this is something that people have been bringing up on Twitter. Just to give you the warning, this was in 2021 at the top of the bull market where everybody was expecting Bitcoin to go to 500K. There was insane amount of retail individuals investing, and institutions even started to FOMO in. So it is normal that BITO did very, very well. If we look at the market sentiment and compare it in relative to 2021, now people are like, okay, are we going to see a sell the news event? Surely we can't go higher. We'll definitely have a 20-25% drop towards the downside. This is kind of the sentiment that's going on. It's completely opposite to what was happening in the previous bull market. And I think this is nice because yes, in 2021, everybody was expecting Bitcoin to go to 500K, but we topped at 69K and went into a bear market. And now that there's some doubt, I think it's actually healthy. And with only like 106 days left until the halving, yes, we may still end up seeing that 20% correction from wherever we go up to now with the ETF approvals. But I think after that, that's going to be it. And Bitcoin can go up to a new all-time high between $90,000 to $95,000. And I think that is incredibly bullish. But guys, that is the latest updates regarding the ETFs and Bitcoin. I did find some pretty interesting things. Now, the first ever Bitcoin ETF that was filed was by the Winklevoss twins, that are the founders of Gemini. But did you guys know that the Winklevoss twins were also the guys that Mark Zuckerberg stole the idea from Facebook from, which was the guy, he was sharing the dorms with the Winklevoss twins, I think, or one of them, when he was in Harvard University. And these guys used the money they collected from the settlement, which was around $70 million, to found Gemini and buy some Bitcoin. I found that very interesting, and I didn't know about that. And something interesting also is that Coinbase, the institutional holders of Coinbase include ARK Invest and BlackRock, which is also using Coinbase to track the price of Bitcoin for their ETFs. And everybody's been saying what's going to happen after the ETFs are actually approved, we see them tradable on the market. Things are going to get very boring because this is the only thing that everybody in the crypto space has been talking about for the past 8 to 9 months. And what I think is the ETF narrative is not going to go away. Instead, we're going to be shifting into the Ethereum ETF narrative that could get, actually filled out and approved and ready to go in February. And that's why I'm now accumulating some Ethereum as well. I'll go way more aggressively into Bitcoin and Ethereum after seeing what happens next week. But these two I'm on the lookout for. And finally, looking at the traditional economics, we've seen the US national debt hit $34 trillion, which is a massive, massive sum. And look, eventually the United States, they're not going to be able to pay the interest on because now it's gone to a level where they spend more money paying off the interest on this debt than they do per year on the military. And it's not looking too good, guys. In January of last year, they raised the debt ceiling from 31.4 trillion to an amount which is TBA. They just put a date on it saying January 2025. And once they default on their debt, then things are going to get pretty ugly. But for Bitcoin, on the other hand, things may get very nice as people may actually end up adopting Bitcoin on a much, much more fast-paced cycle. And that could be the external factor that nobody's expecting. Well, we are expecting it, right? But nobody would have foresaw coming to take us to a super cycle when we break up above this logarithmic curve at $95,000, which is the exact bull market prediction that I've been giving you guys for the past weeks. And if we break out of here, right, then we're no longer in this logarithmic curve. We're no longer limited by it, and we can even go up to $1 million, which is very much possible. So that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It was some of breaking news and some in-depth analysis. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. But guys, I'm CryptoKid. Take care, and I will see you all in the next update very soon. Take care, guys, and bye-bye.